Hello! I'm going to run through a few simple exercises to loosen up your shoulders and your upper arms. Remember, if you've got any particular shoulder problem, then don't force anything. Just go to whatever level is comfortable for you, and then hopefully it'll all loosen up. So we'll start lying on the mat. You'll need your normal head cushion, but also have a slightly bigger cushion. It doesn't matter if you don't have a special Pilates cushion, just get a cushion from your sofa for when we do any exercises lying on our side. So come to lying on your mat with your little head cushion, if you want to use it, and get yourself into the relaxation position. This relaxation position is always a good position to do exercises on the mat, even if they're just your shoulder ones, because it helps keep your pelvis in neutral and your back free from any tension. We're going to start with ribcage closure, and we're going to do that on 2 breaths. So as you breathe in, lengthen and raise your arms above your chest, and as you breathe out, reach your arms behind you, only taking your arms back in line with your shoulders. Breathing in to bring your arms up, and breathing out to take them back by your side. And breathing in to bring your arms up. As you reach your arms behind you, keep your shoulders away from your ears and don't arch your back. Breathing in to bring your arms back above your chest, and breathing out, take your arms by your side, keeping nice and open across the front of the shoulder here. Breathing in and breathing out. So each time, seeing if your arms can go a little bit further behind without arching your back or bringing your shoulders to your ears. Breathing in to bring your arms back above your chest, and breathing out to take them by your side. And we'll do one more. Breathing in and breathing out. So the idea isn't necessarily to take your arms onto the mat, but just have that sense of your arms reaching away above your head, shoulders staying relaxed and no arching in your back. Breathing in to bring your arms back above your chest, and breathing out to take them by your side, staying open across the chest and collarbone. So we're going to arm circles now. So you're going to keep the same in-breath to take your arms all the way behind your head. So you have to lengthen and deepen that in-breath. So breathing in to bring your arms all the way behind your head, and breathing out to circle your arms around, back down by your hips. Breathing in and breathing out. Again, the shoulders stay relaxed away from your ears. You're not bringing your shoulders up to your ears. Breathing in. You're not arching your back. You're just isolating your arms in your shoulder sockets. And you don't have to go very far behind. If you've got a shoulder problem, then don't take your arms too far behind, and don't have your arms too low towards the floor. So again, you just gradually increase that range of movement according to your particular shoulder socket and arms, whatever's going on there. And we'll do one more in this direction. So it's the arm just automatically changes position. You don't have to do anything. And now let's change direction. So breathe in to take your arms out to the side and above your head. Breathe out to bring your arms back by your side. Breathing in to take your arms out to the side and circle above your head. Breathing out, stay open across the front of the shoulders to bring your arms by your side. Again, you don't have to go too low to the floor or too high above the head if that's feeling uncomfortable. Just be kind to your shoulders. Do less and work up to more. Don't force anything, otherwise you'll just end up in discomfort and you won't actually achieve any opening out. We'll do 2 more in this direction. Again, keeping your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Bring your arms back by your side. So now bring your arms above your chest. We're going to do shoulder drops now. So your arms are above your chest with your palms facing in. And you breathe in. Let's start with the left arm. Reach your fingers towards the ceiling, and this is drawing your shoulder blade away from your spine. And then as you breathe out, just let the shoulder blade release back into position. And now the right arm, breathing in to reach your fingers towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, release that shoulder blade back into position. So alternate each arm, breathing in. So you're stretching that shoulder blade away from the spine, stretching those muscles between the shoulder blade and the spine, and releasing the shoulder blade back into position. Breathing in and breathing out. So the stretch away from the spine on the breath in is a slightly slower movement and a slightly more dynamic release back into position. But you're not hiking that shoulder blade back in, just let it drop back in. So your arm draws your shoulder blade away from the spine and your shoulder blade brings your arm back into position. And one more on the right hand side and release back into position, always keeping that distance between your shoulders and your ears, and bring your arms by your side. And now we'll do another nice opening up movement with the window. So now bring your arms back above your chest, but this time your palms are facing your feet. So on your in-breath, bend your elbows away from each other. So you've got a straight line between your elbow, up your upper arm, across your chest to the other elbow. Palms are still facing your feet. And then keeping your elbows where they are, take the back of your hands towards the floor without arching your back. The temptation is to lift your back, but you want to isolate the arm and keep your ribcage on the mat. Then reach your arms long behind your head and bring them back above your chest. So you breathe in. You breathe out. Again, it doesn't matter if your arms don't go all the way back to the floor to begin with. Don't force anything. Use your breath to allow that to release. Then reach your arms above your head. It can feel a little bit uncomfortable and tight the first few, but just gradually loosen it up. Now, these first two parts of the movement, you can actually hold for an extra breath if you feel very tight. And again, this one, if that feels very tight, you should feel a nice stretch across here. Just use your breath, try and relax into it. Reach your arms above your head and then bring your arms back above your shoulders. So we'll do a couple more. If you're doing this at home, you can always do an extra one or hold one part of this movement for an extra breath. Reach your arms long above your head and back above your chest. So you're keeping your elbows in line with your shoulders. You're not bringing it below or above. And there's also a variation on this. So you start the same. Now, instead of taking your arms behind you, you just bring your front of your forearms towards the floor. Now, it's very unusual that you'll get them towards the floor without bringing tension into your shoulders. So just go to whatever you can do. And this way you get a bit more of a stretch across the front of the upper arm and the shoulder socket. And then you can reach your arms long this way and back above your chest. And start the same way. And then take your hands down towards the floor, keeping your elbows where they were. Reaching your arms long and back above your chest. And we'll do a few more of these. So you might find that one way you don't get a stretch at all, in which case you don't need to worry about it. You might find you get a stretch both ways. So just do what is good for your particular shoulder and arm. Everyone has slightly different areas of tension. Depends on any injuries we've had in the past or any injuries we might have now. I'll do one more like this. Again, each part of this you can hold for an extra breath. And then I'll lay my arms by my side. So that's a great one for opening out across the front of the chest. Great if you've had a shoulder operation or a breast operation and you get very tight there. So the last exercise we're going to do is chalk circles. So this is where you need your big head cushion. With your big head cushion, come to lying on your side and get your legs in chair position and make sure there's a good distance between your underneath shoulder and your ear so they're not crunched up next to each other. And again, when always lying on your side, lengthen that top hip away so you create this little gap underneath here, and then you have your hips stacked on top of each other rather than sagging in your waist. Get your body into the right position and then adjust your head cushion accordingly. You want your head at the front of the head cushion, so move most of the cushion behind your head. Have your palms on top of each other, and we'll start by drawing a circle up above our head. So keeping your hand as near to the floor as you can and keeping your head rolling on the cushion, following the movement with your eyes. Take your arm behind you, over your hip, over your knees, onto the floor and in front of your fingers. Now, if that's too extreme to begin with, then have your arm slightly higher as you draw it round. Again, always going over the hip, over the knee, onto the floor and in front of those fingers. So you make the circle as big as possible. And another alternative if your shoulder is bad is you can bend your elbow at this point and lead with your elbow and then extend your arm wherever is comfortable. Over the hip, over the knee, in front of the fingers. So allow the shoulders to loosen up carefully. You can let your hips go back a bit, but try and keep your knees on the floor and together so that you get a nice opening out of the front of the upper body. You're not just rolling backwards. And just go to whatever the arm and the shoulder feels comfortable. It doesn't matter if it doesn't go to the floor. It's amazing how quickly everything loosens up with this, but don't force anything. And you're getting a nice little bit of movement in the neck at the same time. You're just letting the head be relaxed and rolling on that cushion, which is why you need most of the cushion behind your head so it can roll on it. And I'm going to do one more on this side. You can also use a weight if you wish. This gives an extra stretch, but if you have any shoulder problem, then do it without the weight. And I bring my arms back together. So let's go on to the other side now. So lying on your other side, remember to get your body in the right position first and then adjust your head cushion. So get your legs in chair position, lengthen that top hip away, keep a good distance between the underneath shoulder and your ear, and then push the cushion back so your head's right at the front of it. And we'll start drawing our circle behind, following that movement with your eyes. Again, remember each arm will be different, so one arm might have more movement in it than the other. Don't force anything. If you want to start high, you can do, but always going over the hip, over the knee and onto the floor in front of those fingers. So you're getting a really good stretch across the upper back here. And if necessary, you can bend your elbow, lead with the elbow round and extend your arm wherever necessary. So find the level that's comfortable for you. Keeping the knees together and on the mat, don't let them lift. You're opening your upper body away from your lower body. The lower body stays still. Keep pulling in your tummy. Getting a nice bit of movement in the neck as well. And then as it loosens up, you find that you can stay low to the floor each time. Just stretching everything out as much as is comfortable without causing any pain. A stretch pain is slightly different from a pain that you need to stop. I'm going to do one more on this side. Remember, each side you might want, one side you might want to do a few more circles than the other, depending if it's just about loosening up and you feel that a couple more would benefit. So always listen to your body and then adapt it accordingly back to the start position. So those are a few simple exercises which are great for loosening up the shoulder socket and the upper arm. Just take them at your own level and I hope you find they help you. Thank you very much and see you another time.